What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode right here on Out Here Pedaling. The last time we spoke, I was in California, literally flying over my bars. I took a pretty gnarly crash there last episode, and if you didn't catch it, make sure you go back and watch that, because not only will you get to see a good crash, but I reveal that I am going to get a wheel sponsor for this year's race season. Okay, now before we get to that, I am in Missouri, so there is nothing but XC racing here. But even though there are no mountains, some of the courses are actually pretty technical and pretty fun to ride, so I'm super excited to race this season. So, with that being said, I want to reveal to you my new 2019 wheel sponsor for this race season. Full speed ahead. They came in clutch with a new Afterburner wheel set for me to try. It's one of their alloy wheel sets, and I am so excited to compare it to my current wheel set now. So I have a brand new set of Schwalbe Rocket Rons to put on here, as well as a whole box of goodies. So I went out and bought myself this whole box right here. I'll show you guys. A bunch of new rotors here, new Shimano SLX rotors to put on, as well as new resin pads, and then a Sunrace 10-speed cassette down there. So the goal is with these upgrades is to save some weight, obviously. So with cross country, you're doing a lot of miles in the racing, and hey, dude. And I need to save some weight on all of my things, so I'm going to compare my weight with my winter wheel set on there, or my original wheel set, and I'm going to give you guys the new weight with the new wheel set on it. I'm excited to give you guys an honest review video of this wheel set, because I know upgrading your wheels is one of the biggest upgrades you can do to a bike. Okay, so let's get these babies installed and set up. Let's start with the weight comparison. These are the original wheel set that came with the bike as I bought it. The bike weighed in right at manufacturer's specs, 28.5 pounds. After installing the given tubeless tape and tubeless valves, it was time to fit the new Schwalbe Rocket Ron, 27.5 by 2.6 inch tire. It was time to set it up tubeless, and after trying multiple times with a track pump, it just wasn't working. So I had to call in some reinforcements. 1, 2, 3. Look at that.
Pump. Is it ready?
Yeah.
So my nephew couldn't get it, but I was able to get it with a little air compressor. There it goes. Up next was to install my new Sunrace 11-42 tooth cassette onto the freehub body. Installation was a breeze, considering I've never done it before, but the cassette came in many different pieces. But it came in the right order, just right out of the box, so that was easy to follow along. Once I got all the cogs on, I simply added grease to the threads of the lock ring, put the lock ring on, and tightened it down with the Park Tool adapter. All the cogs seem pretty strong. The spacers are in the right spot now. That hub sounds pretty freaking good. Speaking of hubs, this is FSA's Afterburner hub. It comes with 6 pawls and 54 points of engagement. Oh, and it sounds pretty sweet too. Since I'm racing cross country this year, I wanted to drop down in a rotor size, 160mm Shimano SLX rotor. So that means I had to change my adapter on my brake caliper. I left it a little loose to adjust and true it to the wheel. After installing all the new parts and getting everything dialed in, it was time to weigh the new wheel set. Came in at 27.5, just a pound less, but hey, I'll take it. So, my first impressions of the wheel, definitely one of the first things that I noticed right off the bat was the difference in rotational weight. Sounds funny, you're like, well, how do you even feel that? Well, I felt it on the climbs. So my other wheels felt heavy. So they're an alloy wheel as well. The Afterburners are an alloy, but these are a lot lighter, well built, and you can feel that weight difference on the trailhead, and it makes a huge difference when climbing. I felt more efficient. I felt that I was going faster up the trails, and that may be and also the combination of wheel and tire that I have. So the Schwalbe Rocket Rons, they have like 0 rolling resistance, so that made a huge difference as well. But I gotta say, I felt the weight difference in the rotational weight on the climbs especially. Now on the descents, it felt planted to the ground at all times, but I also felt nimble. So it felt playful. I felt that I could maneuver around things a little better, and then they also felt stiff enough that I wasn't afraid to go off drops and things like that. So my first impressions of the wheel, I'm impressed. So I gotta say that the FSA Afterburner wheel set is definitely a good upgrade for you guys if you're looking for wheels. They come in at like right around $650, and that's a damn good price for this spec of wheel. So I'm going to race the entire season with these wheels. I'm going to give you guys updated review videos on the wheels after a few rides and after a few hard races. But until then, I'm going to keep putting these things through hell and see how they hold up.